What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Rescue Ryan Trades. Today, I got a big one for you. We're going to go over the layers of the AI ecosystem. We're going to be going over the AI value chain, essentially every layer of the AI stack. You got NVIDIA, they design the chips. You've got Taiwan Semi, they build the chips, they manufacture the chips. You've got Oracle, they build the data centers that all the servers and all the chips go into. Then you got Vertiv, they help to maintain those data centers by cooling the chips and the racks and everything. And then you got like OpenAI and Palantir. They are like the software that runs the AI to try to make money. So we're really going to dig into each one of those layers today. So yourself in. I'm excited about this one. As you can see from my uniform, I'm from Wisconsin. I've been in a tree for the last month trying to shoot a deer. And it's my first year bow hunting, so I did shoot at a couple deer, but I found out that if your shot angle is all jacked up, it's going to mess with your shot. Anyways, that you're not into bow hunting, you're in a stock, so we're going to stick to that. But that's why I haven't been around. But I have been working on videos that are a little bit more jam-packed. A little bit more information than your average video. So very excited to go over this one. Before we dive right in, if you could hit me with that like button, because my day job also keeps me from making these videos. So those likes definitely help the algorithm, blah, blah, blah. You know the deal. All right, and hit subscribe while you're at it. So let's dive right in. Layer one is chip manufacturing. This is the foundational hardware layer. This is where AI physically begins. Companies that manufacture the chips, including fabricators, lithography, memory, and advanced packaging. Without them, nothing gets built. This is the raw supply side of the bottleneck. So this is, in essence, this is the picks and shovels. You can design chips all day, but if you don't have the chip physically, then you don't have the chip, right? So the biggest one is going to be Taiwan Semi. They're the world's #1 advanced semiconductor manufacturer. They build all of NVIDIA's chips. They are located in Taiwan, which is close to China. And so that's always worried me about investing in this one. But the reality is, if you're invested in AI and China invades Taiwan, it doesn't matter what AI stock that you are invested in, it's going to take a hit. So if you're going to be in it, you might as well have some Taiwan Semi. I don't know why I don't, but I probably should. Next one is Micron. They're one of the world's largest manufacturers of computer memory and storage chips. Their main products are DRAM, which is fast memory used in data centers and phones, and NAND, storage memory, SSD, and USB drives. Next up is ASML, the magicians, the only manufacturer in the world that makes advanced lithography machines used to produce cutting-edge computer chips. Lithography is like printing tiny circuit patterns onto a silicone wafer, and ASML does this on a nanoscopic level. They're essentially a monopoly in this because no one knows how to do it. I mean, even if they did, it's probably takes a lot of investment to be able to pull it off. And so ASML is one of the best, or it is the best at, doing what they do. Next up, Applied Materials. They build machines and chip manufacturers use to physically construct chips layer by layer. So they make the factory equipment that TSMC, Samsung, Intel use to build the chips. KLA Corporation, they make inspection and metrology equipment that checks chips during manufacturing for defects and accuracy. So this is like a quality control company. Lam Research makes equipment used to etch and deposit thin layers onto silicone wafers used during chip manufacturing. Their machines carve and build the tiny 3D layers that form a computer chips. They're worth mentioning. They're the world's largest chip packaging and testing company. Even if Taiwan Semi makes the best AI chips in the world, they are useless unless ACE packages and tests them. Only a few companies in the world can do this at scale. Some other honorable mentions are going to be Teradyne. They also are like a quality control. Air Test Systems, same sort of thing. They're highly involved in electronic vehicles, but they do other things as well. And then, of course, Intel. So that is the chip manufacturing side. There's many other companies, but this video would be very long if I went over every single one. So I tried to keep this to only the big hitters, the most important in the ecosystem. Layer two are the chip designers. These companies design the chips. They don't manufacture them. They create the AI silicon blueprints. So they don't make the steel. They don't make the engine. They design the engine that goes into the car. Best way to put it. Big dog is NVIDIA. They dominate the AI with GPUs and full AI acceleration platforms, chips, software, networking. They're the king of AI, undisputed. I don't even think I need to go too deep into NVIDIA. I think you guys should know what this is. But there's other ones. AMD. AMD is the big up-and-comer. It's weird to call them an up-and-comer, but NVIDIA pulled so far ahead. But AMD is finding its niche within this whole thing and accelerating their revenue quickly. So they compete with Intel in CPUs and NVIDIA in GPUs, especially strong and cost-efficient AI servers. They make cheaper but powerful alternatives to both Intel CPUs and NVIDIA AI chips. So if you could think of like NVIDIA is making F1 Formula race cars, AMD is making, I don't know, maybe like NASCARs or something like that, right? Like it's still really, really good. But it's a little bit, you can buy more of it. It's a little more cost efficient. Broadcom builds custom chips and networking hardware for hyperscalers, Google, Apple, Meta, etc., as well as data center connectivity hardware. So they are really focused in on, the Mag 7 basically and supplying them hardware. ARM, the architecture that chip designers like NVIDIA build on. So it is, I think it's a software, I forgot exactly, but basically NVIDIA uses ARM in order to design their chips. Qualcomm, world leader in smartphone processors and 5G modems, now pushing on on-device AI. They run the brains and connectivity that most Android phones use. Synopsys makes the software tools used by NVIDIA. Okay, this is the software stuff. So I think ARM, I want to say that ARM actually makes like the physical architecture that NVIDIA builds on, whereas Synopsys is the software tools used to design chips before manufacturing. They sell the software blueprints others use to invent chips in the first place. Marvell is kind of like AMD and NVIDIA, but smaller, so specializing in custom silicon and high-speed interconnects that enable AI servers to move data faster and more efficiently between chips. Okay, before we dive into number 3, you're probably wondering to yourself, wow, this is all really great. I wish I could invest in all of this. And I've had the same thought too. There are semiconductor indexes, of course, like the SOX, SOXX, and SMH, Semiconductor VanEck, which I prefer. But I'm going to show you at the end of this video a way that I have consolidated it, because those two indexes, they include a whole bunch of other stuff and they overweight things like Microsoft that I don't want to do. So I have come up with a way to create my own custom portfolio, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did it later on in this video, so you won't want to miss that. Layer 3, cloud and AI data centers. So up until this point, everything has relied on Microsoft, Meta, Google spending money on NVIDIA, making chips, building up these data centers. So this kind of includes that as well. That's something to keep in mind. If AI spend ever comes down, these might take a hit more than some of the other ones that we're going to get to, like layer 4 and layer 5. Okay, so layer 3, cloud and AI data centers, the AI deployment layer. This is where AI is actually hosted, trained, rented, and delivered. They sell raw AI compute, storage, and infrastructure access to the world. So this is where AI lives. This is this body. Oracle runs large cloud servers and databases for big companies. They build AI directly into their databases, making business software faster and smarter. AWS provides the biggest cloud service in the world. Maybe you remember when the internet went down a little while back. It's because AWS is where most websites are hosted. They power websites, apps, AI tools, as well as AI training to deployment, all on one massive global platform. So they're important. Microsoft is also important, obviously, operates Azure Cloud and integrates OpenAI's models directly into its products. Google runs a major cloud service with its own custom AI chips. Nebius. Nebius is a cloud provider that combines low-cost GPU power with strong data privacy compliance. CoreWeave specialized cloud built only for AI and GPU-heavy tasks, offering faster access to top-tier NVIDIA GPUs and flexible pricing, ideal for training large AI models quickly. Another important mention that I don't think I have on here is Iron. They might end up in layer 4, but so this is building out the data centers. These guys are paying, and they have the data centers themselves. They build the data centers, etc. Layer 4, support. So let's say that AI spend comes to a grinding halt. Investors say, hey, Meta, you're spending too much money, and we don't see you making enough money, and we don't want you to spend as much money building out all of these data centers. Well, all those data centers that they already built are still around. You got to power them, you got to cool them, you got to maintain them, you got to, right? And people aren't going to stop using AI just because Meta stops spending money on it, just because Google stops spending money on it. Those companies, this is almost like the utilities of AI. Obviously, it's not going to be the same as investing in Duke Energy or something like a defensive. It's not going to be like a defensive position, but it is defensive within the AI ecosystem to invest in these companies, because even if spending comes down, they're still going to maintain the revenue because they have to. Well, here, I'll just say it. These companies keep AI physically alive, supplying the electricity, cooling, fiber, and backup systems that data centers depend on. They benefit even if AI hype cools, because AI already exists and must be continually powered and cooled. And your big dog, number one, my favorite, is Vertiv. They're specialized in data center cooling and power systems, critical for keeping AI superclusters from melting down. One of the purest layer 4 plays. Many other companies provide energy, but Vertiv is the big dog when it comes to cooling all of the data centers. Arista Networks, they're sort of like the new age Cisco, if you're familiar with Cisco. They build ultra high speed networking switches used inside AI data centers, absolutely essential for AI cluster communication. Constellation Energy, one of the largest US nuclear and renewable power providers, quietly becoming a top supplier of electricity to AI data centers. Honeywell, industrial automation and data center powering and cooling. Also a major early quantum computing play, so if the narrative ever switches to quantum, they are positioned to make a transition. Schneider Electric, if you're in Europe, you can trade this, and I think like if you really, really need to, you can do over the counter. There's probably a way, where there's a will, there's a way, but it's not traded on the New York Stock Exchange, so I unfortunately was not able to include this in my own personal ETF. But they're a global leader in energy optimization and data center cooling automation, power delivery, the AI bottleneck. Eaton provides power management hardware, especially for backup and grid stability for AI workloads, mission critical reliability player. GE Vernova, the stock's on fire. A leading global provider of energy generation and grid infrastructure, positioned as a next-gen utility player in the AI era, especially as grid stress and electrification demands surge. GE Vernova is an important one. Equinix. So this is instead of cooling, this is they own the data centers. They're like landlords. Okay, so one of the largest AI grade data center owners on Earth, leasing hyperscale tier 1 AI compute campuses. And Iron, former Bitcoin miner, now pivoting into AI GPU ready data center and HPC infrastructure, renewable powered and aggressive. So this one's a high beta play. Digital Realty, the #1 data center interconnection landlord in the world, physically hosting AWS, Azure AI clusters globally. So these guys keep making money. Maybe Iron should be in layer 3, but I think I put them in layer 4 just so I could include them in my ETF a little bit easier. Okay. More. Vistra Energy, major U.S. power generation and battery storage provider, increasingly signing contracts to directly power AI data centers. Awesome. Okay. So that is layer 4. This is sort of like, if you're trying to play the defensive play within the AI play, this is your layer. And layer 5 kind of plays that way as well, because once AI is built, these are the companies that are going to use AI to I kind of just broke this up. You have IBM, they have Watson, and they're also gearing up for quantum. They're important, I think, to be invested in. I don't have a direct exposure. I do have it through the ETF, but IBM is important. Then you have Palantir. They're like the AI operating system and defense sector. Tesla, they're robotics and automation. CrowdStrike is your cybersecurity. And then Meta, Meta's Meta. There's so many other companies, though, worth mentioning, like Zeta. They're an AI marketing company. Datadog, they're C3 AI. There's so many that are using AI to make money, the trade desk. But these ones right here are your most, you're for sure making money with AI, and they belong in the conversation. Awesome. All right. We covered a lot of ground. I hope you appreciated that. as promised, this is how I was able to create my own ETF. So I created an M1 Finance account. They allow you to build your own, they call it a pie, but you can create your own portfolio, your own, I call it an ETF. It's technically not an ETF, but you could build your own thing, and then you're able to posit, like I did as a tester, $500, and then you click, invest essentially, and then it will put, you determine the weightings of each company, and it will put so much money, $20 into IBM, $5 into Palantir, $20 into Vertiv, it'll do all that for you. And when I built my custom portfolio based on this research, and it did a back test, the year to date on that was 100%, which is fantastic for, when you get that kind of diversification across that many companies. Because I think it was like 40 to 50 companies. It's very hard to invest in 40 to 50 companies, but when you have an index, especially one that you create, that you do your own research into, there's like a peace of mind there that that like when the market snaps back, your investment will snap back because you don't have single party risk. It's not just one company that you're invested in. Maybe they never come back, but everybody else does. So that's what's awesome about it. I have a link down below if you'd like to create your own M1 Finance account. It's like a referral code. I don't have like a discount to give you, but it does help me out if you use that code. Another thing that I wanted to mention is Tradingview right now is running a sale for Black Friday. So if you catch this early enough, I'm putting this out around Thanksgiving. That is how I use my charts. That's how I do my charting. And it's been probably the single best tool that I have invested in. And it's really not that expensive. I think the essential plan is like $10 a month or 120 something dollars or whatever for like an annual plan. So I can't recommend it enough. It really, ever since I got that, I felt way more confident. It helped me catch the April lows this year by being able to look at the Gann squares and moving averages and just sort of say, this could be the bottom. And, it was like that overnight, Sunday night into Monday morning, Kramer was calling it Black Monday and stuff like that. And I bought that, and I bought CrowdStrike and Meta actually, and they snapped back wonderfully. And I would not have been able to do it without Tradingview. So I also have a referral link below. If you'd like to get a Tradingview account, you can do that as well. And then, question for you: any companies that I missed? Do you think there should be a second, like a layer 6, a layer 0.5? What are your comments? Leave them below. Those, I read all of those. That's interesting to me. And then don't forget to hit subscribe. But thank you so much. And until next time, Risky Ryan out.